Well, welcome back to the high maintenance hangar. Starting another week here working on that beautiful airplane. Um, got some stuff to take off of the board. Hold on. All right. So, Pro Seal the wing skins. Wings are painted. We have the stencils. Haven't put them on yet. The walkway stripes are done. Anti-glare nose and nacelles. Still working on the prop danger stripes. Decided not to do the invasion stripes, at least at this time. Painted the fabric dope nose to fuse and painted the cowls. So that's almost done. We're working on the Aileron gap seals, but this list is getting pretty complete. On the big main one, look what we get to get rid of. We figured it out. Looks like the RF noise test is good. Nitrogen and rigging is done on the hydraulics. Still working on the headliner and sidewalls. Nose art hasn't done. Still got to fabricate a cover that goes in the nose well and a boot for the emergency hand pump, stencils, and the vacuum system. Battery hold downs, haven't got those yet. Still trying to find pipes for the fire suppression system, and we're working on the gap seals, so we're about halfway there. So speaking of the Aileron gap seals, Dave Thompson, who you met last week, he's got our sample part sewn up. He's on his way over here so that we can test fit it in high maintenance. So stand by. Dave's being studious there. Dave is showing up so we can go fit this custom panel. I shouldn't say custom, a prototype panel. We're going to go try that. You know what that looks like. Looks like one of those games that we used to play with that paper. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to go up and see if we can sort this out and install it and make sure all the angles are correct and go from there. So stand by. Right there. Oh, it's trying to catch your edge. There we go. That works better. Trying to capture this for you guys on film, and it makes it difficult to work. Okay. So the holes are over there. And I'll get my bona fide punch rather than a small screwdriver. It'll work better. Can we get the leather punch in there? At least we can get one of them done right. Feels like it did something. right, well, Dave is still up there on the scaffold. He's taking a bunch of pictures of what's going on in there. There's the paper document, and then there's what fits. And since we don't have an old sample here to see what's going on, we're just going to make the best of what we can and make it work. So he's going to go make another prototype sample to put in there and see what happens.
So after visiting the aircraft and being able to test fit the sample piece and have a better understanding of what shape this needs to be finalized and check some of the dimensions, I was able to refabricate some of the flat patterns to the exact measurements that are on the drawing, and also what correlate in the actual aircraft itself. So we have all the flat patterns here, and now we are starting to cut out and sew together the actual seal. So I will show you how it looks like when I run the machine, or this material, through the sewing machine and add this welt cord that is part of the drawing. So here we are at the sewing machine, and on the fabric I marked a line to where I need to fold this material over to give us the exact width that we need when it's all sewn. And what we do is we've actually installed a welting foot on our sewing machine, which allows us to sew in the 1/8 inch welt cord, which is like a styrofoam cord. And we will start to do that now. So when sewing, get yourself set up. And I'll probably try to get a little closer setup once we start moving here. But you get yourself lined up. Once I get a little further, I will try to do it one-handed and hold the camera closer so you can see the actual sewing machine in action. Now that we're a little closer to the end, I should be able to show you a little closer view of this. Let me try to clamp this here for you. That might work. Try to keep my hands out of the way so you can see. Okay, so now that we have that sewn, now we have to go back and sew another stitch that will lock this hem in. So for that, what you want to do is, when you put this in the machine, you can see where your needle is going to drop and where you want to catch this other piece of material here. So you kind of just line that up there. I might do it from this side. I might have a better visual, because you also have these lines on your sewing machine. That way, as you're sewing, you just keep that material on that line, and you know that you're actually catching the material on the back side. So right now, my guideline is this number 2 line right here. So I am going to keep that right on that line. And we're gonna start. And then this can be a pretty fast process since we're just keeping that material right in the line as we go. And got the camera in the way here a little bit, but as long as you keep that material on that line here, you're going to get a straight stitch, and that you know you're going to catch the material on the back side. Okay. So then we have that other stitch there, which locked in this on the back side.
It's another day. We did some pretty extensive fitting of this sample and found some things we had to correct. So Dave went and redid the whole thing. Let me turn on the light here. Redid the whole thing to be full length, so we know that it fits the spar here. And then, of course, these are Clecos, and we'll do some final fitment when we actually put the hardware in. But it looks like he's come up with a winner. So he's going to go back and start sewing. And next week, I hope we have gap seals. Okay, while Dave is over sewing things up for the gap seals, we're going to move on to doing the testing that I alluded to a couple of videos ago. We're going to put some oil in tanks, just a couple of gallons each, to make sure we haven't got any leaks. Jan's been thoroughly going over all the fittings, making sure everything is tight, but the test we have to do, we're going to let gravity do some proving for us. So we're going to pump a couple of gallons of oil and put them in each tank and see what happens. So let's go put a couple of gallons of oil in each tank and see what happens. Well, we've got about a half gallon to put in the port engine. Improvisation. It's going in there. So hang on. We're all in for a ride. Okay. Yeah, flashlight helps. We got oil in this beast. So we'll keep going and probably put in 3 more of those and go from there. And then we'll go to the other side. We've got about 2.5 gallons.
3 gallons maybe?
Yeah, in each engine.
In each oil tank?
What he said. And now we're just letting gravity do some work for us to see where we might have some leaks, and so far pretty happy. I'll go ahead and explain all this, Jan.
So here's our oil tank that holds 37 gallons of oil. Feeds the engine and also feeds the feathering pump to feather and unfeather the propellers. So we've put about 3 gallons in here, and all we're doing is filling all these pipes up to this valve right here, and this is our shutoff valve that will operate every time we shut the engines down and park the airplane. That little slide valve will shut this oil flow off from the tank, so the oil can't just continue to creep into the engine. And anyway, so the primary thing now is just to make sure all these connections are leak free, and so the same for both engines.
So we're gonna, like I said, let gravity give us some confirmation here over the weekend, and we'll come back on Monday and see what's going on. In the meantime, we're going to end the video here, and we'll check back check back with you next week. Hopefully you've got some entertainment out of this video. We thought we were getting into the nitty-gritty before. Now it's doing systems checks, and the minutia is
Yeah,
what's
we'll
going
be doing
on.
all the oil, and then pretty soon, maybe perhaps next week, we'll start putting some fuel into the auxiliary fuel tanks and start testing fuel lines from there and into the main tanks, and then to the firewall. Check all that those tubes out for connections for leaks. And then we have a valve that terminates it at the firewall. We won't let fuel go to the carburetor just yet. So that'll be next week's deal.
Okay. Hey, we appreciate everybody watching, and we'll see you next week.